I got soul.
You ready if I go?
Not a soldier. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did you know The Killers is a Christian rock band?
Yes.
You did?
What?
No, you didn't.
What?
No.
Sweat Equity Podcast and Streaming Show, the #1 comedy business podcast in the world. Pragmatic entrepreneurial advice with real raw dog talk.
Oh, man.
We're talking no condoms. We're talking Eric's wasted. I'm trying to catch up to him. This is a silly, silly episode. If you like this episode, listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, your mom's Walkman, Vimeo. We're big on Vimeo. I don't know if you know that.
I did know that.
We're going to be on OnlyFans soon. I forgot to start posting us over there. Yeah, get us on OnlyFans. And this episode is sponsored by Squarespace, the best CMS, content management system, drag and drop website creator out there. You want to make a website you just want to generate leads, you want to get contacts, Squarespace is where it's at. Hey, you want to go to our website, sweatequitypod.com, and look at that, what Eric beautifully made.
I did that.
You did that. You want to go to tocoworks.com. I beautifully made that.
Yeah.
You want to go to lawsmithworks.com, in progress. I made that one with my two little paws. You can do it too. We figured it out on the fly. We've made probably over 200 sites now. I mean,
I'm gonna come.
My cup hath runneth over with cum.
What? What?
Look for the
What?
description. You didn't know the Killers were a Christian rock band?
No.
You didn't know that. All right.
I'm saying I didn't know that.
Oh,
I don't really care either, but...
All right. Let's get it with Joshua Kennedy.
Oh, it's a good one, everybody.
Johnny!
What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity. What about my sweat equity?
Thinly veiled Christian rock.
He works in the weather sections, which is interesting.
Well, is he Jewish? Do they control the weather? Hey, yo. I'm firing hot. I'm pretty drunk already.
All right. Good to know. So anyway, we're just up here moving stuff out of the apartment. So coming to this is my first time in New York. So yeah, had sort of a free trip to New York to come check it out.
What are your thoughts as a bushy-eyed 30-year-old? How old?
30. Yeah.
30.
So I'd say it's dirtier than I anticipated, to be honest with you. So it's no Tampa.
Well, it is.
It is no Tampa.
The summer in Manhattan kind of sucks because it's two reasons. So, like, you have no breeze. At some point during the summer in New York City, you have no breeze. So, like, all the buildings, because they block all the wind. And so, like, in the middle
Turn into giant heat rays.
it smells like piss and trash. And just, like, I remember going up with my buddy and just being like, can you feel the energy? Just homeless smells everywhere.
Taste the diarrhea.
Right. Is it like that yet? Or is it still kind of...
I mean, there are definitely there's some corners that were not the best smelling for sure already that I noticed.
And you're in the nice part. You're not even like the Lower East Side.
I know.
You're not in Alphabet City or any of that shit.
Well, we rolled through Harlem by car to get here, so I got to see,
Did you just wave at all the black people? Hi. Is that what you're talking about?
To quote Happy Gilmore that we watched the other day, quite an economically diverse crowd that we have here today. So
That's in Happy Gilmore?
yeah,
That line's in Happy Gilmore.
Oh.
I don't remember. That one's, I think I've seen that movie 100 times. I used to worship the altar of Sandler. I think he made that one up. That's in a DVD extra.
So is it Verne Troyer? Is his name the CBS? Is that it? No.
Verne,
That's the mini me.
Verne Troyer's mini me, dude.
Verne, like mini me.
Verne Lundquist?
Gilmore, bro.
Who I pissed next
what are
to
the
one
Verne?
time. Yeah. I pissed next to Verne Lundquist at a LA Rams reunion when my dad was attending.
That is the worst.
And I'd had nothing to say to him. And I was like,
That's the
Verne, what's up, man? What are you doing?
Pathetic name drop.
I was so...
I peed next to Verne Lundquist. Like, I can't think of a nerdier
I know. Look,
person ever.
Look, if Verne Lundquist's name comes on this show, like, you have to throw in whatever
He's gonna get
story you
Google
got.
alert.
What's your Verne story?
Well, I shit next to Verne.
No, you
Troyer.
didn't. No. Oh, okay.
I shit on Verne Troyer.
How was
God
it?
rest his soul.
Was he in the tiny stall? Is
Yeah.
there like a tiny urinal?
Pretty
one?
much covered him.
Verne Lundquist was peeing. It was all USC'd out at the Coliseum because that's where the Rams used to play. And then I did one of those things. I had nothing to say to him, but I wanted to talk to him. And I was just like, what are you doing out of the SEC? Like thinking that's pretty rich in my head. And he's like, oh. And he's like, where do you go to school? I
Well,
was like,
son, I have a national contract.
he was like,
You know what a contract is? You
Where'd you
idiot?
go to school? And I was like, Auburn. And he was like, oh,
No, you
War
don't know
Eagle.
what a
And then he
contract-
walked out. And I was like, oh. Yeah, no,
Oh, I nailed it.
I'm the worst in this story for sure. So
You're the worst in it now, too.
I'm rocking a tank better than you are right now. If anybody's watching on video, that's for sure. This is
There
a
are
Tom.
two different kinds of shirts, for the record.
Mine's a shirt you cut into a tank top, like Florida trash.
Nipple alert.
Am I exposed? Nah. Mine. Ooh. You want me to rub legs with you?
Not. Yeah, sure.
Josh is just watching us. We haven't asked him anything.
Oh, we going?
What's going on? What's new? Why'd you want to come back on the show? I don't know why.
I was gonna say I think we've done it a couple times. I think one thing is that the business is evolving. So if it was kind of a series about doing like the evolution of the business, I have more to pipe in on than that. So I can definitely talk about that.
Can you give us a quick recap?
Yeah.
first
Ooh,
couple?
That's good hosting work.
Beginning of the new season.
Yeah, you have to do like a recap. Like Umbrella Academy 3 comes out. And
I'll put a little skip recap
Yeah, I'm gonna have
button
to.
on there.
I'm gonna have
too,
to
if you
watch
don't
the
wanna
first
listen.
two again, like the boys. I kind of forgot everything that happened.
Well, that's worth rewatching. Anyway.
Yeah, no.
Anyways. Okay, so recap on your business. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, no, I think the last time we touched base, I was in Asheville, North Carolina, visiting with my friends, where there was some like a cameo from toilet paper or roses or something like that in the background. Maybe both of them.
Oh, the Weed Man showed up. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
you're like, this guy's a shaman, man. He's cool. Don't worry about it. He does ayahuasca journeys for everybody here.
I pay him full time.
Yeah, he's
So yeah, no, I was in Asheville with a friend, and
He's
we
HR.
we were starting to build and like trying to bring on people to help out with the company and doing more of the business development stuff. And I think now it's a lot more about like scaling the clients. I've got a little bit better model for like how I want to run the business and things like that. And even like some of the partnerships and strategies that we're starting to run has been like definitely a lot more mature than they were back then and stuff. So I've got a lot from more on like on the technical business side to speak about. So definitely some good progress there.
Have you realized the clients under $10,000 are worth dog shit, and they promise the most and they take the most out of you?
A lot of times, yes, that is the case.
And for a lot of businesses, we're speaking to the audience in this show. 10,000 isn't a big client at all. Like they wouldn't even scoff at that. But when you're starting out, a lot of people. I did this too. I chased bad deals, and you spend a lot of time. It's like chasing a girl you're not even interested in, like when you were in high school. But
Right.
you're like, I'm pretty sure I could get her laid. I could get laid by her. She's a 7.
And then she rejects you.
And then you're like, you spend all this time,
no,
and now
fuck
you're
this.
pot committed, and you're like, I didn't even want this in the first place. When you really retrospect,
I'm in too deep.
so my worry with you was that you were going to placate to the smaller guys because you want to make the deals, you want to build on that, and it is a fool's errand.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. One thing that I'm cautious. So what I would say too is that I've been able to say no to a lot of the clients, the smaller fish that I know are not worth it. So
The
I
most
have a-
powerful word in business.
for sure. So I have a better understanding of what to say no to, just from experience running the clients that I have. So I can kind of do a little bit of due diligence and then say like, okay, is this client going to be work out for us? Is this a good fit? And then just say no before I go into that. What I can say though is sort of the growing pains of the business is I think anytime when you take a $3,000 client, because we work a lot on a performance basis, is like when you do scale them to 5K, 7K plus, it's like I do get a little bit nervous around those numbers because the smaller clients are not used to forking out that much cash on a month. So even
Correct.
though you're growing the program, it's almost like you're being punished for the growth, if that makes sense.
If you
You got to potty train them.
it's the anti Biggie Smalls. It's not mo money, mo problems. It's
Smally
small.
bigs?
Yeah, smally smalls, smally littles.
It's done.
That was already burned.
Just stop.
Don't riff. Just don't riff.
Archie Large?
You're like, hey, I need accounts receivable to hit me, or our accounts receivable to get hit every 30 days. And like, we can't do that. We do that on a 90. And you're like, this is the bullshit you just walked through. But
Okay, real quick though, did you describe what it is your company does?
Yeah. So just to revisit what I do.
Sorry,
So
I totally remember. For the new listeners out
right.
there.
that's called setting the table in our business. Yeah.
Sure. So it's a performance marketing company. So we work with D2C e-commerce brands, and we basically have a bunch of different partnerships. So some of those are like publishers, can be like traditional PR.
Are you nodding off like you're on heroin? You look like an old jazz player. Your head's
You need
down.
to pay attention. I was paying attention. You're just looking at me.
But I thought you were having a stroke or something. You're like kind of just.
I didn't realize I was
All right.
doing it, honestly. But
He was reading the previous notes from the previous 2 episodes. That's
right.
Performance marketing is. Explain it.
Performance. So we basically drive new customers for D2C e-commerce brands on a performance basis, primarily through different partnerships. But the key is that we have technology that's able to track it. So then we can basically tell where we influence the sales. So it's kind of like ad tech, but global, if that makes sense.
yeah.
And what's D2C? We have to take it all out.
So direct to consumer. So we don't really work with like any type of like services, like no lawyers, no insurance, like no health insurance, any of that kind of thing.
No professional services,
No
products,
professional services, just products. Yep.
which are trickier, I think, because you have way more layers to deal with that are they're externalities to you. So you're dealing with shipping issues. That's not any of your problem.
Warehouses.
Right. You're dealing with logistics.
The people
None of
who
your
work
problem.
in the warehouses.
Has any of that stuff cascaded back to you? And they go, well, we don't have money because we had a guy steal a truck, and you're like, that has nothing to do with me.
I didn't steal it.
Yeah, what I can say is that I've seen it happen with, like, not specifically my clients, but other clients in terms of like inventory concerns, especially with like everything that's gone in the past year or two with the supply chain being backed up a lot. Is that you have clients that are basically, which I could use a little bit to my advantage, but they're paying traditional agencies, right? They're paying however much money, the $5,000 or $10,000 that we talked about, but they're not able to sell any more products, right? Because their supply chain is backed up, and then they're kind of like crunched in or locked into like a relationship that they're paying for, but not able to generate any more revenue. So thankfully, we'd be able to protect against that, and I haven't had any clients with that, but it has been an issue that's come up.
Sure. And what you're dancing around, a lot of the growing pains you had, and what you're dancing around is assessing risk, right? You would. People trust you. That's how you get them in sales. Sales is trust, right? But when you're talking about from your side, okay, this guy's throwing out a lot of promises. I don't know if he has the liquidity or anything to pay, he may just not pay on time because he's one of those fucking guys. The guy who has to haggle like everything.
Right.
And
I'll pay you when I'm satisfied with results.
Right, and you're like, no, this is a pretzel stand. Like you
No,
can't
we gotta
argue.
keep the lights on, dog.
Yeah, like the friend that has to haggle. Oh, is that $1.25 pretzel? I want it for $1.15.
Right.
And they're like, no, this is a flat corporate. This is Target. We can't change this.
Yeah.
That kind of guy. There's a lot of those guys in small business that you have to deal with client wise. How do you assess risk now? What are the tent poles you look for when you're talking to new clients from this past experience?
So with the well, I mean that's a good question. I mean, one of the things is like just looking at their website would be one of the first things to do, and just like see if they're carrying inventory, right? If there's anything out of stock, because if something's out of stock on their website right now, that's not good for us because I'm trying to drive traffic and new customers. But if they can't make a purchase, what's the point of me working with them? That's one. And then two is just ask questions about their previous. So what I find with the type of work that I do is either they have had a previous agency that they worked with they outsourced to, or they try to do it internally and they have no idea what they're doing. So
Yep.
just those are the two basically eventualities or situations I run into. So trying to figure out, just asking questions about the program and about their what their e-com their website and sort of process and all those kinds of things are basically the two ways I do it. So
We were the rebound boyfriend for everybody that had a bad experience with an agency, or they tried to do it in house and way too overwhelmed. And it's like, yeah. And then you realize you're in marketing agencies. Let's just call yours an agency. It's not, but you're an entity of that umbrella, let's say. Everybody comes to you. These clients come to you. I said this in an interview today. I go, look, and I played it right. It was fine.
New material.
New material, dude. Don't you know all my materials recycled?
Yes, I do. I do know.
I only
that.
play.
Toddy.
I only play Scrabble with my friends that text a lot because they can't spell shit.
Okay. What were you saying? You said in an interview today.
Well, I'll probably beat your ass, dude.
Fight me, bro.
You up?
What was okay?
What was I talking about?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh man, we shouldn't have smoked before this. So marijuana.
Why? We know.
Not nicotine, dude.
Yeah.
You got me addicted to gum.
Did that to yourself.
You realize that the people that hire you hate what you do. It's like you got you had a rat problem in this place at one point. You hate the rat guy, but you hate what he does. You don't like rats, and you don't like exterminating rats. And the guy's probably pretty creepy, so you don't like him. So you're already coming into.
I didn't like him because they didn't do the trick.
Well, yeah, shout out Orkin. But I'm saying, like, we used to get people that come into us with this weird energy of already like, fuck you. I've already been ripped off. I've already been beaten up and thrown down the stairs by my boyfriend.
Your dad gets mad at his phone because it's not working the way, and he tries to push it harder.
Dad, it works the way it works. You're going to break the glass on this thing with your fat
but
fingers.
I hate it so much, though. I hate it.
So people come in with this, let's call it SDE energy, this small dick energy. Oh. Yeah, spun it around. See how you like that? Comedy's about contrast. I don't know if you know that. So people are coming in with this weird energy, like you've already fucked up because you imbibe what this field is that I already hate and I'm already confused by it. Do you get a lot of that coming into it?
For sure.
And you are on a public forum, so
yeah. No,
so there's no way you're going to say yes.
No, I think that there's definitely from previous agencies. So there's certain agencies in our industry, I'll say, that have a bad reputation. So anytime that you know that they're associated with that particular agency and you're talking to them, you know that they're going to have a bad taste in their mouth from what they do. So like you mentioned, we're an entity within the agency life, but we're not exactly an agency. And really the biggest ways to mitigate that I found is the performance based. So we're only charging on the customers that we're referring. And then sort of like basic contracts where we're not trying to get you into a 6-month or 12-month thing. It's more of a rolling contract. So those two things are more like performance aligned. And so we have less, like they're able to trust us a little bit more because there are lower barriers to working with us.
Did you say lust? Did they lust for you? Ooh, you're a cute boy. I mean,
I lust. How do you do the pricing? Sorry.
So
how do you do the pricing?
Yeah, the pricing. So
I'm a silly prince.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's variable. So it depends on the vertical, to be honest with you. But typically how I do it now is I'm going to offer either a CPA cost per acquisition, which is just straight percentage of sales, or I'm going to offer them a hybrid, which is going to be a lower retainer and then a lower percentage as well. So I'm good working with either, but I like to give them the option of either.
That's good.
So it feels like you've solidified your sales pitch, more or less. Because now you have an answer like you got PR reps on you.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That there's a maturity
up.
Level to that. Like, I think
you're right. It is like
you're very
much more presentable. No offense.
No, but it sounds like you had a PR person.
Skills.
Maybe that shaman worked out for you.
It sounded bad what I said. I mean,
hey man,
it's meant to be a compliment.
Reading from the prompter. I'm reading from the
right. Hey,
perfect.
You can read prompter. I can't do that.
Rich people read from prompters.
That's a good.
Write that down. Let's make a T-shirt out of that.
Rich people. I don't know how to spell prompter. Rich people.
Yeah, but this will never happen.
Oh,
although I do have that Cricut, we could make our own T-shirts.
Cricut wireless?
No, the Cricut to make the T-shirts.
Okay, I'm down. I got all these ideas.
Business.
Like talk to the hand, man. Well, look, every dude has been like, we should make a bar, and we should do a T-shirt company.
I'd never have said I wanted to have a bar.
I've done both multiple times. Let's fucking own a bar,
Nightmare.
and above it, it'll be called The Influence, and this downstairs bar will be called Under the Influence.
I'm gonna go
No-
back.
no sound drops?
I'm gonna go back. Hold on, and I'm gonna take the time
It's not even my
to
joke.
put cricket noises under because I don't have my sound.
You don't
my
have your sound bed?
thing right now. I'll definitely forget, but I want to go back.
Shout out to our old
and
friend
edit in.
Shannon Sarbo for that joke my whole life. Yeah.
He's who to write your
She-
emails to. Then
Okay. Let's right this ship. Eric, next question.
do the. So, what's your day to day like? How's that looking?
Yeah, give us the breakfast, lunch, dinner. What's going on?
So like today I had a client call.
Have you themed your days yet? Have you themed them?
As in, like, are they the same every week, or like as I have a like office
Pirate
theme?
Day.
Every good project manager or ops person that's come on this show has talked about theming your days. And you don't remember Nick Snap? Six Sigma
Dude,
certified.
that was like 5 years ago. That was one of the first episodes I was ever on.
I guess you don't remember.
No, I don't.
That's cool.
I just remember his name.
That's cool. No, Josh. One question for you. Do you theme your days?
I'm not to the point yet where we theme our days. I'm open to suggestions, but I haven't themed it too much yet.
Monday, get your shit together day. Tuesday, act like you got your shit together. Friday, continuous
Take a
improvement
shit.
day. All your meetings are on Tuesday to Thursday in the afternoon. That's the best I got so far.
What does that mean? You mean plan your week is what you mean, not theme your day.
No,
What does
theme your day.
it what?
Theme your day is it's an ops philosophy that people naturally do when they have a small business. So you own a bakery, right?
Hold on a second. You don't need to go metaphorical here.
Yeah, I do. You own a bakery. You're a Cuban baker.
See,
You own a Cuban bakery. You're making all those big baguette style Cuban loaves of bread. You get up at 3 a.m. That's your deal. You're a great baker. That's what you do. Then you start your own bakery. Then you have to figure out, all right, this day is an administrative day. After I'm done with the actual baking, the actual service, the actual work, I have to do, there's always,
El Dia de Ministro.
whoa.
El Dia, that's right.
What?
The day of something.
I'm sure. I wasn't questioning it. I was just, your Italian's really working for you.
That's what it was, Italian.
And so you have to theme your days. When I had to coach a lot of salon, like a stylist that wanted to have their own salon, their big days are Thursday through Saturday. That's your money making days. Now, if you can fill your other days, great.
Like strippers.
But every Sunday and Monday, until you don't have to do it, those are your social media days. You can schedule out all your social media. You can do all your administrative, you can do your marketing. Those are the days that you can cluster together because everybody's at work on Monday. No one's really coming in, but you could also be doing it from your salon and take in anybody that needed someone on a Monday. So you're filling in a gap. My point being, that was theming their days. These are the money-making days. I'm on my feet 12 hours a day, selling retail. That's called take-home in the business. Yeah, you don't know about it.
Do you?
Do you? Do you even know about it?
Oh, man. Should go watch Garbage Garage after this.
Bro, I'll open a salon right now. I don't even need to cut hair. I'll fucking just wax that shit. It'll just be a commission. It won't be rental.
Pull it out.
It won't be booth rental.
That's what this
shut up.
interview's like, pulling hair.
I'm pretty
teeth?
drunk. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
Josh, your thoughts? That's how you answer. You just go in a
Josh,
big
go.
in a big rant and then just go. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think there's definitely a flow that I have for sure during the week. There's not much. Basically, Tuesday through Thursday is where most of the work is done. But in terms of dividing the division of responsibilities, right now I have people that are pretty much executing a lot of like the client management stuff and all that.
How many people on your team?
That's what I was going to say.
Right now, just two or three people.
Yeah.
Very. So small team, but they kind of do more of the project management stuff and client management, and I'm focused mainly on the conferencing and the business development and that kind of thing, and kind of like the content marketing side of things, and then also chipping in, on calls and all that, and just kind of overall strategy. So
Yeah, you need to come in like, oh, let me slide in, say hi for 5 minutes, and then slide out. That's a pimp move.
Change this, change
Pretty
that,
much.
change this.
Yeah. Oh, what was Alex talking to you
you guys on
about?
Tuesday.
Let me just elaborate on that. Now I got to go. I got to cut out. That's always a baller move.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't not change nothing, guys. I'm leaving.
Yeah. You coming in?
What?
You come in and say a bunch of big
What did you
platitudes.
say?
Hey, we go big or we go home. That's how we roll in performance marketing. All right, I've got a 2 o'clock. I just got to cut out, and then you roll out on a rolly chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make one of your employees carry you out.
So you're doing agile project management. What are we talking? We talking Asana? We talking Reich? What are we talking? Let's get.
we do Asana. Is what we use, project management stuff.
I used to use Asana.
Yeah, I use it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay if you use it correctly.
Yeah.
I would ask your people that use it, if you use it correctly from the get-go, it'll save you eons in time. Like, it'll save you so much time in the back end.
You know what improve Asana for me? 10
Not having
times
clients
over?
on your Asana?
That, but how about just like a save or a send button? Like
Go
a
send.
submit,
It's got that.
not what I'm talking about. Like you create a task. Would you like make it a big thing over it? It never feels like it goes.
You can set that in the settings.
You can add a
Like
button.
a prompt. Do you want to send this kind of thing?
No, just something that is more definitive of when you've completed what you're trying to do.
Oh yeah, you can have it do
All right,
like
you're gonna have to show me this shit.
you know when on the Asana you use, if you complete a project, it shows like a rainbow and unicorns. Like,
Oh no, I know that. I'm saying like creating things. It doesn't matter. We can worry about this.
Whoa, I thought I was fucked up.
Nitty gritty. I'm not. I'm completely sober.
Wow, it's sad then. This is getting treacherous.
You're treacherous. You did this.
I'm naughty by nature, treacherous. Give me that. You know you love that.
I'm gonna have to do so many
You know
sound
you-
effects after this.
You know you love that pun.
It'll take me way more time
I'm
to
tretch.
edit this.
All right. So, aren't you glad you came back on?
Yes,
might
Josh
be-
was nice enough to come on at the last minute.
This might be more damage. And yesterday we rescheduled because Eric had like ballet practice or something and had to reschedule on the fly. What was going on? Let's bring it all out. Do you do HR meetings like this where you just get it all out in the air?
Well, this isn't HR of my own house.
Yeah,
I didn't want to do Mondays.
you're Garfield.
I had a case of the Mondays. What do you want from me?
All right. I'll be Odie about it. That's fine.
Oh man,
You hate
What was the
Mondays.
guy's name?
It's your no podcast theme Monday. That's all it is.
Yes, I themed my day that I wasn't going to be a podcaster.
No, we got to get out of this house. That's probably part of it. We'll get a studio soon, and probably one of those co-share places. You know, inflation's getting rised up,
Yeah.
so everybody's now being very speculative, all that stuff. How are you going to make your business recession proof? The aforementioned hair.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know. A big question.
Slam them with that.
I think I can actually use that. I think I can pivot pretty well.
Good.
On that, to be honest with you. So I think it goes down to the performance basis thing, right? So like what you tend to see is like I kind of look at like agencies as like the blind dating kind of thing, right? So like you can go off reputation, you can get referrals, but you don't really know what it's like until you're working with them.
Or and to bolster that metaphor, a lot of people aren't good at dating. They're not very good at asking questions.
right.
Like I've done a lot of those. Man, I swiped right on so many trans dudes where I'm like, good job. Not for me, but good. You know what I'm saying?
Swiping right's bad. You like them.
You know what I'm saying? Don't act like you don't know.
You're not going to like creep me out. You can touch me all day. Go ahead. Feel my armpits. I don't care.
It's even funnier when you're motionless.
I know. I just have to let you finish.
You know what I'm saying?
Just finish on me.
But I used to go on these dates and I go, oh, you saw I was a comedian. You want me to entertain you this whole time? That's insane. Or what drives me nuts is a woman can't carry a conversation. Like I've got to take the lead on all this all the time. I'm not always on like I am murdering right now.
You know, I've known you for a minute.
I'm not always
There's
crushing.
not a lot of that. I feel like I get all of your quiet time.
I don't know. I think you're just you're a tough audience of one.
As I
Anyway,
should be. Thank God.
yeah. All right. So back to this. I think that's a good metaphor. It is dating because you're.
Yeah, so it's dating. So you don't really know what you're into until 30, 60 days. You typically meet a sales team who has a refined pitch, right? They sell you, they show you their fancy slides.
And sales hates marketing. Marketing hates sales. Yes.
Right, exactly. And then you feed it into your marketing team and they're managing expectation, all that kind of stuff. So again, the solution to all of that is the performance basis. So we have software that tells us, we can tell, is this the first time the customer is coming to you? Is this a repeat purchase? Whoever this is. And so in a recession, people say, okay, you can go to this company that they might have a good reputation. You don't know what it's like working with them. They're asking you for 6-month or 12-month commitment. They're trying to engage you on the first date, right?
Literally getting engaged. The metaphor works very well.
Yeah. So you're getting
You're an
engaged on the
Indian.
first
Your
date.
Indian parents trying to matchmake. You can't say any of this stuff, but he wants to. All right, go ahead.
Dowries
you're
into
getting
this.
Did you see the Indian parents that sued the kids for not delivering a kid?
That's pretty Indian.
That's the most Indian shit I've
I
ever
mean,
seen.
I don't know how to. I mean, I don't mean that in a bad
We'll
way.
have to get Krishna Reddy back on the podcast,
But you know,
or we'll get
how about some love
Akash
for your kids?
on here. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, or
As you were saying,
you could choose a second option, which the first one is getting engaged, locking you in about $3,000, $5,000 plus retainer every month for 6 months or 12 months. The way that we work is we only get paid out pretty much on new customers, or we know if it's a new customer, and we're not going to lock you into long-term contracts. So for someone, we don't really know what the future is going to hold. It's uncertain. We don't know what people's purchasing habits are going to be like. So why don't you work with someone who's not going to lock you into that long-term engagement and also going to show you proof of sales?
so
That'd be
for
my-
me, empathizing where you're at, analyzing risk of the client is going to be way more important. That's going to be that. Once you figure out that key, what's your metrics? What's your index for figuring out the risk of these clients because you are pay to play, right? That's going to be your kind of guiding star. That's going to be your North Star for everything. That's how you don't fuck yourself big time because your cash flows come in depending on the wellness of that brand, right? And how healthy they are. And I'm getting kind of fired up because I've been there where people promise you all that shit. And then I get mad. I'm getting you to that. I'm time traveling to the point where I would go, I should have vetted this person out a lot more.
How do you do that? How do you establish your deliverables?
Yeah, well, I mean, part of it is what the expectations of the client are, right?
He wants to know the reporting software you use.
No,
Yeah.
no,
'Cause
no.
he's having
That's not
trouble with it.
That's not it.
Google Data Studio doesn't kick.
I'm just curious because if it's performance based, I mean, are you getting like revenue data from last year, and you have to make it a 15% growth? How's it? How?
And the bigger you get, the more you're going to have to figure out how to check that number isn't juked, because I know you can put tracking in, but it's in their entities, right?
Well, so it's both. Typically, we have access to their analytics. So if we set it up properly, we're able to see how much revenue we drive through Google Analytics. Two is that we're operating out of their own software, right? That is connected to their site. Mm-hmm. So the way that we get screwed really is if we build up a program to, like, let's say hypothetically we build a program to $500,000 a month, then they could say, we don't want to work with you anymore, and pretty much collect all those residuals basically because we've done it. Now that's a situation that's very real to work with us, and maybe at that point we have to come up with longer contracts so we can protect ourselves a little bit more. But like at least just trying to get the business in the beginning, it's more about just getting the business going than starting to build a program. But yeah, so it's the software that's connected directly to their website. We're in their analytics accounts, and we're also using our own software called Affluent, which is basically taking all the data from all these different places, all the different networks where our clients are working, or the different software platforms, and pulling it into one place.
So like
we're
a
able to,
tech stack check of sorts.
I'm not familiar.
Like it's aggregating all the info you need from their tech stack, all the apps that are used.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Sound interesting for what you're
That's
doing?
kind of scary. It's kind of scary that they could just. Well, there you go. Look at that.
That means our show, we have to go lightning round, and we'll ask. Should we ask the same question? No, I have.
You've already asked it.
I know, but it changes. Some people have different answers.
I
But
don't, I'm going to be honest. I don't think I like the 13-year-old question. I said it.
rough. Well,
I'm sorry.
look, Ryan Sickler.
I needed
Ryan
Josh to be here.
Ryan Sickler's podcast copied it. The Honeydew. Let's do
Does
this.
it make it okay?
Why? Because you don't like thinking about 13-year-olds because of your past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go with this. What is the hardest time you ever laughed? This is a Pete Holmes question. I'll steal from his podcast.
What is the hardest time? What?
You ever laughed?
I think the most immediate thing that came to mind was like when I was in elementary school. We were in like 4th or 5th grade, and there were 2 flies having sex on the table, and someone was doing a live commentary over that. And I was like,
Good.
That's perfect.
Good.
See, this is a fun question.
That's better. Way better.
That's not ours. I don't want to steal it, but look, everybody's seen that,
question.
or
It's a question.
or lizards going at it when they. Oh shit! I'm
Life
breaking
is
stuff.
falling apart.
I'm Thor. I told my kids I'm Thor, and they have to address me that on Father's Day. I forgot to.
Oh, they're going to be so disappointed.
And then when my daughter got angry and it started raining behind me, I go, "You did that." I go, "You made these clouds happen in this thunder."
Man, and you're blaming them for the weather.
She bought it. Yeah, them and the Jews. All right. Well, so appreciate you coming on. We'll have you back on when we're more sober, maybe, or maybe more drunk. I had more fun on this
just let
episode.
me know ahead of time so I can kind of join you.
Okay.
Whatever.
Deal.
That's a good call.
Deal. We'll do boozy episodes. I like that. I like where your head's at. Yeah. Maybe we could do a live one and the listeners drink with us.
Sure.
That always means no. All right. You said it like a mom. Sure,
Never let me
maybe.
have any fun.
All right, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Dude.
We'll have you on probably August. Let's say August.
Sure.
All right. See you then.
See ya.